Well, hello there and welcome to the Merlot Down. This is just a series where I talk about stuff that I want to talk about. Today we are not drinking Merlot. It is way too hot. It is 95 and 95. That means 95 degrees and like freaking, I don't know, 95% humidity. It's freaking hot is what I'm saying. So we're drinking a Truly. These things are pretty good on carbs and calories. 100 calories per can and 2 grams of carbs. Maybe even a little bit less than like a glass of Prosecco or really dry white wine. So today we are talking about things that I hate about keto weight loss. Why should you listen to me? Well, I lost 170 pounds in the span of about 2 years, and I've been keeping that weight off for 3.5 years. So I know a little bit about keto weight loss, and I just kind of share those experiences with other people in case they're curious, want to know things. Now this video may make you angry if you don't agree. Remember, this is just my opinion. This is a more fun video, really. I'm doing it because I have poor time management skills and I had to work a little bit this week and I didn't research a video. Shh. So we're talking about things that I hate that relate to keto weight loss. So let's get started. My last couple of videos were a little somber, a little bit more serious. So today we're going to have a little bit more fun and do a Merlot down. Things I hate related to keto weight loss include watery zoodles, the bane of my existence. I actually haven't done zoodles in a while. I do like my cabbage noodles. I just steam them and they don't get as watery. So if you want to try that out, just a suggestion for you. I hate it when pork rinds are tearing my mouth up every time I eat them. My gums hurt right now. I've been doing pork rinds the last couple days. They're such a great keto snack. They are really high in protein for pork rinds and always very low carb. If they have a sweeter like barbecue seasoning on them, they may be 1 carb per serving. But they're a great keto snack. The only thing is, they tear up my gums. It's like the keto version of Captain Crunch or whatever. I hate when I'm on Pinterest and I see low carb recipes, meaning, yeah, it might be paleo friendly, might be gluten free, but guess what? That doesn't mean that it's always going to be low in carbs. So you really got to look at those ingredients, tweak them if you need to, add in different artificial sweeteners, whatever you got to do to keep it lower carb. I'm going to skip a few and just throw in, I hate keto baking. I've made videos of keto baking, okay? But those were only for special occasions. I truly feel like that if you're using keto substitutes for foods that you used to eat all the time and that's why you were fat or why you got fat, and if you continue to eat those in large quantities, you're not getting over anything. Sure, you might be cutting out a couple carbs and calories, but I just feel like if you want to live a lifelong, healthier lifestyle, you got to get over those things. In my opinion, even though, yes, I have made keto sweets, again, only for special occasions, I see getting over those addictions as a good thing. And I've been bragging in my more recent videos, but I haven't had artificial sweeteners besides whatever's in this Truly, honestly. I haven't been keto baking or anything since before Thanksgiving, so just, claps for Allie. Talking about growth mindsets over here. I'm a teacher, that's why. I hate how calorie-dense pecans and nuts in general usually are. I love pecans, y'all. Roasted, salted pecans. I don't know if you've ever had the ones from CVS, but they are the gold standard. Literally, their brand is called like Gold Emblem. Those are the best things I've ever had in my whole life. But 28 grams is gonna run you about 200 calories, and I struggle. I have such a love-hate relationship with nuts and pecans especially. Sometimes I can handle them in small quantities for maybe a couple weeks at a time, and then I binge on them. So, it's... The good thing about binging on pecans, though, is, if you've been a little stopped up, they're going to help you go to the bathroom the next day. That's the truth. Not that I would know from experience. I'm a lady. I do ladies things. I hate the fact that cashews are 7 net grams of carbs per serving. I love cashews. The reason why I love them is probably because they're one of the more naturally sweet nuts. I just wish I could incorporate them more into my lifestyle, but if I'm looking at a nut, I'm looking at like 3 to 4 net grams of carbs or less per serving, just so I can fit it into my day more easily. And have you guys ever tried cashew butter? That stuff is heaven on earth, but it's like, I don't know, $12 for a little jar like this. Way too expensive. I hate getting the carb sweats. Back when I used to binge a lot on artificial sweeteners and like Halo Top and stuff like that, and even cashews, The next day I would be sweaty and bloated and I'd have to use the bathroom a lot, and that might be TMI. But I get the dang carb sweats. People talk about the meat sweats. I don't get those. I feel so gross the next day whenever I overeat on carbs, which is good. I want my vices to hurt a little bit, so it reminds me that they're not good for me. I hate water weight and waist weight. Why can't my weight just be consistent? Why does it fluctuate 3 to 4 pounds within the same day? That's just why I always measure my weight in the morning after going to the bathroom naked before I get in the shower. I just feel like it's the most consistent way to weigh oneself, and so that's what I do, and that's what I recommend other people do. Just weigh yourself once every day just to keep an eye on things, make sure nothing's throwing you off track. I'm definitely a weigh once a day person rather than like once a week or even once a month, because if you're not losing as much as you think you should, at least you can kind of tackle that right when it's happening. Or if something caused you to bump up in water weight, you can see what food that was by just looking at what you ate yesterday, rather than wondering what it was throughout the week that you ate. Just my 2 cents. If you want more about that, then check out this awesome video. It's one of my faves about weighing every day or once a week, and it'll change based on whether you are losing weight or maintaining weight. So check that out if you're curious. I really hate keto hangovers. You're losing water, okay? Keto flushes you out. That means that if you are drinking and you are just causing your body to release even more water, your headache the next day is going to be killer. You need to be hydrating, and you know what? I'd even recommend like waking up and just popping some ibuprofen. You're not supposed to do that while you're having alcoholic beverages. I don't believe it's bad for your liver, I think. So as soon as you wake up, just pop some ibuprofen if you're having that issue. Make sure you drink lots of water. I hate it when it's mealtime and I should be ready to eat, that I'm not hungry because I am eating higher fat and higher protein foods, which keep me satiated for longer, but I'm out and about, you know, maybe it's a Friday night. Other people are ordering food and I'm like, well, I'm not hungry now, but we're gonna leave the restaurant. And if I don't order now, I know I'll be hungry later. So then I'm like, should I take it home? Should I just eat? Usually I just end up eating and then I'm fine, but still, it still makes me feel bad that I'm in this situation where I'm kind of forced to eat when I'm not hungry. And it's not that anybody's really forcing me to eat, right? It's my own worry, and I've talked about that, about emotional eating and all the emotions I have when it comes to food. So I need to get over that, and I need to realize that I won't starve if I skip a dinner if I'm not hungry. I'll be okay, right? We good. Oh yeah, we talked about keto baking, right? We skipped a few. Ever since I've been on keto, I have been drinking coffee like a fiend, like every single day. And you know what I just read? That's very unsettling, because apparently pretty much any ground coffee you drink is going to have some ground up bits of cockroaches in it. And y'all, I live in the South. We got these big old palmetto bugs, and they are just the worst. And I'll spray them to death. I'll spray them and I'll spray them. I'm not going to pick it up. I don't touch them. That's somebody else's job. I hate these things, and the thought that I am drinking these things makes me want to die a little bit on the inside, but I love coffee too, and you know, it kind of gets me through the morning. And so sometimes you just gotta make a sacrifice. I don't know. I like my vices to hurt a little bit. I hate that I've reached my goal weight and I still do not have a very normal relationship with food. I'm getting there and I'm really working on it, especially trying to just understand what my body needs in the moment, whether I'm full or satisfied or hungry or whatever. It's still a process, and I still have to go through steps to make sure that I'm just not eating just because I'm emotional about eating. So, you know, everything's not going to be perfect once you hit your goal weight. You still got to keep growing and, you know, adapting and stuff like that. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's true. I hate low carb tortillas. Now, if they help you, that's great. I refuse to eat anything that is a food vessel that has a significant amount of carbs or calories. So even if they do have only, I don't know, 2 or 3 net grams of carbs, and they're, you know, 75, I don't know, I haven't had one, but maybe 75 to 100 calories, I would still rather eat that in something else like pecans or meat or whatever. I don't know. That's just my personal preference. So I don't make keto-friendly breads or anything, and I don't eat anything that's like keto-friendly bread at all. That's just my spiel. I really hate the fact that most beef jerky is going to have a lot of sugar added to it, and you've really got to search out the low sugar ones, and sometimes you can't even find them. I really hate the prevalent idea in the ketogenic community that adequate protein for your body's size and shape and all that is going to just turn to sugar in your blood. You need to be hitting a protein goal is what I'm saying, okay? You can use the calculator that I always link down below to find out what would be the right amount of protein for your body, but basically you do not want to suffer hair and nail issues or suffer suffer muscle loss by not eating enough protein. Eat your meat. Don't be afraid of lean meats. Eat that fish. Eat that chicken breast, that pork chop, pork tenderloin. Eat the sirloin over the fatty cuts. I don't even know. I'm not a steak, aficionado. This was a much bigger issue when I first lost all my weight, but I really hate the fact that my body is really intolerant to changes in temperature. When I first lost weight and I first hit 150 pounds, that first winter, living back down in the South, where maybe most days in the winter would be like 50 to 55 degrees, I was freezing. I would walk into the grocery store in the refrigerated section and my fingers would be white. Like there was like no blood getting to them because I don't know, I was just freezing all the time. And now that it's super duper hot in the summer, I notice like as soon as I step outside, that temperature change hits me. And I think it's because I have much less insulation that's gonna keep the body regulated. So that's just annoying. And now I'm suffering in the heat because I don't have that insulation keeping me cool on the inside. As soon as I step out, I feel hot and I feel weak. I really hate when relatives waste my time asking me how I lost all the weight on keto and if I could tell them all about it. So then I do, and then I figure out all their macro needs and their calorie needs, and I give them all of my resources, and I print out things that they should eat, like lists. The one from Dr. Westman that I always recommend. And I never hear from them again, and they've never even done anything, and so I give up. At most now, whenever people who know me in real life ask me about keto, I just send them my favorite videos, my favorite food lists, and I show them the calculators that they can use, and I've had that happen so many times. I can't help you if you ain't gonna help yourself, okay? Please don't make me waste my time, family. I hate all of the money that I've spent after losing weight buying clothes, because this is the first time in my entire life when I have been able to just go to the mall and find something that fits that also looks good, okay? I am running out of closet space. I have to go buy more hangers because I just did all my laundry. I'm a separator. I have like 4 different laundry baskets, but I did them all. And now I have no more hangers left to hang up the clothes. I don't even want to think about the money that I've wasted. I've always wanted to look and feel pretty, and now that I have the chance to, I'm going to take it. It's just, Mama wants to buy a house one day, and well, really gotta watch that spending. And lastly, I really hate the fact that when you lose weight, it causes you to change who you are in so many other ways rather than just having a skinnier or more slender body. It literally causes you to grow as a person, and that has meant that I have viewed other people who refuse to help themselves, who refuse to grow and overcome things. And honestly, I hate the fact that sometimes I don't feel sympathy. I'm like, I've done it, why can't you do it? I'll help you do something. Whatever your goal is, weight loss, saving money, making a budget, learning how to cook. Whatever it is that you feel like is lacking in your life, if you do not have just that base motivation to do it, there's nothing I can do. And until you realize that you have to have that drive in the beginning to just get yourself started and that motivation to continue, nobody else can do it for you. And I feel, and I hate this, I feel like I am a less sympathetic person. Even though I try and help people, like I said with my family, if they're not going to take the resources and use the resources that I offer up with my own time, there's not much I can do. And I hate that. And keto and weight loss have made me realize that you can't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Well, those are the things that I hate about keto weight loss. Honestly, losing weight was the best thing that has ever happened to me in my whole entire life. It's changed who I am, how I look, the way that I interact with others, how other people see me. This is really mostly a joke video, but that last point, realizing that you can't help other people who don't want to help themselves, that is something that I carry with me every day. And honestly, it alleviates a lot of the pressure that I feel day to day and a lot of my relationships that I have. If you've grown and know what the process is like, and you try and encourage other people to get to their goals, but they don't want to grow, they don't want to change their mindset, you have to realize that there's not a whole lot you can do. You can encourage them, you can try and motivate them, but you cannot change their mind if they don't want to change their mind. Well, folks, that's about it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this little video, this Merlot down video featuring not Merlot wine at all. If you did enjoy the video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, I will link all of that down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye.